about who coordinates better and you know who has that better team synergy really makes an impact.
Yeah, and you can see some of the selections now. Just know that these, what they have on the pedestals currently, may not actually be what they finally pick. We'll see it here now. As long as everybody actually picks, we should be able to see their final selections now. So let's take a look-see here and take a peek as everybody's spawning up. And we'll get a better look at it in-game, of course. But you can see, again, pretty balanced rosters. No huge surprises there. But like I said, we'll get a final look at it once we've actually loaded into the map here in a second.
Yeah, I expect that to be pretty common in the sacrifice games all the way into Quake. I expect to see a decent balance. You know, you're going to have your runner along with your heavier tankier champions and maybe some middle of the road, you know, kind of jack of all trades, your fragger who can kind of just get around and do a little bit of everything for you.
Yeah, and you can see the picks a little bit better now. We'll hold up the scoreboard for a second here. But no, we didn't see this actually in the last match, so I'm excited to see how this one shows up. Pi here showing up on the BJ Blazkowicz, which is something like I said, we didn't really see a whole lot of in our first match. So I am kind of excited to see how the Blazkowicz works now in this team setting, since that champion, with its active ability, can do a whole load of damage. And I imagine it turn some of those bigger team fights around if Fly here is going to be able to jump into that with something like a lightning gun.
Yeah, I'm wondering over those power-up fights, right? Coming in with Blazkowicz and dual wield your way into a power-up, or even after you pick up a power-up. I can imagine just running around with a double machine gun, just lighting people up the quad. So, yeah, I want to see how it gets utilized. It's all about putting yourself in that good position, right, to maximize the ability and get the most out of it. So it's up to Pi Hero to make that happen.
Yeah, I mean, just imagine, right? Getting a quad damage and then getting into a fight with a lightning gun and then popping off the duel. That's gonna be so much damage. That will just melt people so quickly. So I'm hoping we get to see that at least once. But it is time to get started, folks. So let's jump into it here and take a look, as everybody is gonna be starting off trying to grab the initial soul spawn here inside of the Mega Health room, right in the center. I guess we call this the eye room as well. So it's going to be spawning right down on the ground. Liquid's got pretty much complete control of this room right now, so unless somebody from SFEA is able to dart back in there, it's definitely looking like it's going to be Liquid that gets the initial pick, but oh no! Right at the last second there, Dehang overextends a tad, so it goes over to the other side instead, and now SFEA is going to be able to steal it and try to make a run with this hole over to their point. And in fact, they do complete that run, so they'll get the pick, and they'll pick point B, which is definitely the more open point, but it's also the one that can be a little bit more easily defended as a result of that, since you can see your enemies coming from a little bit further away.
Yeah, and you get a little bit of a high position there, right, to shoot down on guys coming in, and it's a pretty popular pick, I've noticed, with the first one, with the first cap.
So Greg out looking to hold it now. One player over here from the blue team trying to make a run. It looks like it's Rafa trying to make a solo attempt there. Does not work, but look at this, actually. The distraction play worked out beautifully. All the focus for those 2 to 3 defenders on the point went onto Rafa, and they didn't even realize that there was 3 other players from Liquid swinging in on the backside. So now Dehang is going to be able to push in, traps one opponent beforehand. The shield actually keeps him alive from the gauntlet there, it looked like, and he will be able to complete the run over to his side, but he's still in trouble. Dehang will end up going down from the gauntlet of Grego there, knocking him out of the round for the time being. But it won't be enough in order to move in and actually steal the soul away for a second time. The blue team, Team Liquid, they're going to be able to hold control of the obelisk for the time being.
I expect them to settle in for defense, but we got the power up in 20 seconds, so they don't want to spend too much time defending. This could be an opportunity to steal if you're the other team.
Id making a little bit of a risk here, trying to dive in with the Dire Orb. He had a great position at range to do some damage. He will end up going down, but now we have the power up spawning in just a few moments. So that is going to come back up, and we'll have an excellent opportunity for the guys on the red team to try and steal that and get back into the action here. And there we go. It is going to be Liquid that steals it, though, so they have control over it. Protection this time, which is really going to stink as well for the guys on SFEA, because this would have been a great tool for them to assault the point with. Now Azanik is going to use it to just leap back on here, and you can see that beautiful double kill from him. He's going to go for a second one as well, leaping over the top. They're trying to charge into him to steal this power up, but there's just not enough damage. Look at Azanik just completely destroying and completely pushing back everyone on the side of SFEA.
Yeah, not much they can do right now. He had a stack too. So not only do you have protection, but he's running around stacked, and he's doing what he's supposed to do. I mean, when you get a power up, just run around like crazy and start fragging.
Yeah, so go back over to the Hang's perspective here. So he seems to be the main defender. Probably is going to be the main guy that goes into assault points too. So the Hang over on the clutch. The clutch is always, in this game mode, it seems for now with the way that the meta is shaping up to form itself, the clutch is going to be a very important player to look at here. Nice shot from Pi here, by the way, at range there. Even though the shield was up, he's able to steal one. Unfortunately, he put himself into a corner there, back by where the back by that corner spawn of the super SMG, and he will end up going down as a result of that, as he just got pincered with the lightning gun. Nowhere to go there, nowhere to escape. Was kind of trapped.
I'd really like to get some audio from the teams, you know, to kind of hear some of the coordination and what they're planning on defense here. I'm trying to get a good look at Team Liquid's strategy, and it seems like they're keeping two kind of on the point, hanging back, you know, Id and the hang, and letting Rafa and Asonic AZK kind of roam around a little bit. I would imagine they're communicating when, you know, enemies are pushing, and you know they kind of push back, you know, right? AZK and Rafa rotate back in that circumstance.
Yeah, unfortunately for SFEA, I mean, look at this. They're completely pushed off the point. I'm looking at Pi Hero currently, and you could just see that. I mean, just rockets and range are pelting these guys down. They're not even getting close. And oh, look at it. They crossed the streams on the bolt at the end there, and we're able to move in and claim the control of round one there. I mean, it didn't even really look like SFEA was able to contest it as we got past the halfway point in that round. They had really complete control, and SFEA just completely lost control of everything. Couldn't even get close to that point towards the end of it.
Yeah, at the end, Team Liquid really locked in and had good D. And I kind of noticed that two by two kind of format they're running. It seems like they have two guys running around, you know, kind of collecting items and being disruptive, and two guys on point. And with good communication, you can get back to that area rather quickly. I'm starting to from any point on the map.
Nice initial work being done by Id here, and once again, look at this. Liquid has complete control over the soul spawn room itself. No one from the red team is even close, so Liquid this time around is going to get their initial pick, and they don't make that same mistake that I believe, I forget exactly who did it. I want to say it was Id before, but I'm not entirely sure if someone, oh no, excuse me, it was Dehang, that slightly overextended into that mid hallway and actually did allow for the guys over here on SFEA to steal it away at the last second, and they actually got control over this one. But this time, not going to happen as cleanly, and we will see them able to hold control over point B for the time being, pushing the red guys out, pushing SFEA out from even, you know, close proximity to this obelisk, and trying to make sure that they can get as much of an initial stack as possible, as they're already past 20%. Pretty much no contention on the actual obelisk being done just yet.
Yeah, good initial cap. And you know, initially it can be a little chaotic when you first bring it back, right? You know, SFEA was pushing really hard to try to get an initial steal, not let them get comfortable, but now they're set up right now. So defense is starting to get locked in for Liquid. It's going to be really difficult for SFEA to push in. They're going to have to coordinate an attack or get the power up in 2 minutes.
With Rafa, ooh, a little bit over aggressive there. It goes down to Grego. He wanted to try and go in and steal that mega health away, so lost himself. And this might be the ticket that lets these guys, well, attempt to push it, but again, they're all like solo pushing right now. Specifically, Grego just kind of left in on his own, and there was 3 players easily able to hold him back, which just spammed LGs, so they took him out. And like, once again, Liquid, I mean, now past 50%. This power-up spawn may be the only thing that can actually save the guys on SFEA in this map, as otherwise they're going to go down with a quick 0-2, and this is going to be a fast Liquid victory here.
Yep, absolutely. They need this power-up. There's no doubt about it, and it doesn't look like they're going to get it.
Oh, nice toss there, actually. Do you see that soul toss right at the very end? They stole it away. They just managed to take it since Liquid was distracted a little bit there. Unfortunately, just as Liquid was prioritizing this, now they're going to be able to get the power up and roll right back over here. Their opponent still has the soul under their control, so we'll see exactly who has that right now. Finally, Grego is going to be able to move in and grab that onto his point, but there's so much here, including Liquid, with the power up under their control currently, so the Hang is going to be able to take him down. They have the clutch sitting on the obelisk there. That's going to be an easy theft of the soul, and now they're going to steal that one away. The Hang not only has the power up, but he got the soul too. A nice movement for him. Look at him just jumping all the way across the map there, you know, leaping himself forward, and makes a nice quick run back over to point B to secure the soul.
Yeah, got to get that power up. It's just so critical. I know they were able to steal the soul, but the reason they were able to steal the soul is because, you know, Team Liquid was prioritizing the power up over soul capture at that point. So you really need to get that. I just can't stress enough. The power up in team play is just it's a critical power up. You got to get it. Yeah.
So looking like Liquid. I mean, at this point, it's not looking like SFEA, unfortunately, is going to be able to put up much of a contest on this map here. They are trying to push forward, and oh, the Hang nicely found, actually. I mean, this is just a shooting gallery for Liquid now. These guys are coming out of the portal one by one. They're getting kind of close to taking down players like the Hang, but the Hang is just standing there, eating the damage on his shield. They finally knock him out. However, it's going to be a bit of a moot point, as unfortunately they still won't be able to get onto the obelisk itself and even get close to stealing this away. So going up to 97 and 98% for the guys on Team Liquid, and not too much additional delay. Obelisk B, as you heard it in the background there, will end up getting sacrificed, and that's going to be Team Liquid again that take it, and they take it in a 2-0 fashion.
Yeah, very dominant looking in map 1. It's just something else, you know, SFEA, even when they did steal the soul and Team Liquid was able to get the protection, you know, some maybe a little more coordination. I know it's hard to do, but don't, you know, run the soul directly to your obelisk at that point. You know they have the power up. Play a little soul denial. You know, run around the map. Basically, hide a little bit if for for a better word, and just kind of wait for that power up to expire a bit, and then bring it to your point, in a little safer circumstances. Because if you just uh, run straight to the point and bring it there when the other team has protection, I mean that's just it's an easy target for them.
Yeah.
So, well played by Team Liquid.
Yeah, so
Putting a lot of pressure on them.
They're going to take fast control of map number 1 here. Map number 2 was selected. I think I saw a blood run in the chat before we actually hopped at a game there, so I believe that is going to be the second map we'll go to. I'll confirm that in a second here. Just letting them know that they can start when they're ready. And yeah, it's looking like, oh, excuse me, not blood run. Blood Covenant is actually what we're going to go over to. That's my bad. So yeah, Blood Covenant is actually going to be the map that we go to. So we saw that map played earlier. We're going to jump back onto it again here and see these teams face off in it. And hopefully this works out to be a better map for SFEA. As that first map was a little bit pitiful there. They had a good fight like towards the start of the round, but the problem was they let Team Liquid take too good a control far too quickly. And as soon as they got it locked down, there was very few attempts for SFEA that actually went well, where they weren't able to run it to the other side. I think in round 2, I don't even think they had like over 10% on their obelisk in that second round.
Yeah, it was very difficult for them to get any kind of penetration into the inner defense of Team Liquid. Once they got set up, they were just doing a really good job of controlling it. As you said earlier, it was the shooting gallery for Team Liquid. It just seemed like these guys were trickling in. You really have to coordinate your attack, especially against guys as talented. I mean, if you look at the Team Liquid lineup, I mean, these are good guys, good players. So coming in one at a time and letting this whole group shoot at you is probably not going to work out well. So just gotta take your time and work together as best you can. Especially, I know they're up against it. You got to kind of you got to tip your hat a little bit to Team Liquid as well, right? So they're not making it easy on SFEA, but you just got to try your best, and the best shot you have is working together.
Yeah, so we'll see here in a moment as we're just getting through the warm-up really quickly, and we'll get to see a nice little preview. These guys just fragging each other really quickly, and I don't think we can back out to open SPU's loot box, as he just requested there in the chat. I know that's very important to him. He's just going to have to play angry. All right, so starting off in the second map in a moment. And like we said before, best of 3 series here. So Team Liquid, as they do have the advantage. If they are able to take control of this one, they're going to push forward. And as for the guys on SFEA, well, they'll have to back out. But this is actually, like I said before, this is a relatively good roster of players. So no reason why they shouldn't jump back in the next week's qualifiers and try to make another attempt at it here. So let's jump into it. Let's take a look here. Both teams trying to go at it for control. Rafa just barely holding on. Look at him doing massive damage with the super machine gun. Goes in, gets 2 kills right off the bat. Assist on the second one, I actually think. But those 2 kills in itself should clear out the mid-room enough for them to make an easy run. And nicely timed from Rafa. Goes in, charges through to pick up the soul there. And now has an easy run over to Obelisk A, where they're going to get their choice once again.
Yeah, good start for Rafa. The machine gun kills, and then you can see the patience underneath by Shotgun. He wasn't making himself visible until he felt it was time to charge in, and he timed it perfectly to grab the obelisk. So
it's going to be a little bit careful here.
Yeah, even if there was defense in the soul, I mean, he would have probably had it with a charge.
And a small attempt there from the guys on SFEA to try and go in and steal the soul. Just a 1-2-man team. Grego almost got it out, but unfortunately Azunek, as you saw, dove in there at the end and was able to get it back under his control. And he's got a potential to multi-frag right here, but nope. Denied by Pi Hero as he does swing in at the last second. Saves that a little bit. And will allow for a little bit more of an opening, but they still have to actually get close to this point. Thankfully, it seems like Liquid are overextending to a small degree right now, but the bigger problem is still actually getting the whole team onto this point so they can still, because look at this right now. Oh my goodness. SPU just getting completely surrounded by his opponents there and was unable to steal it. Grego getting close, nicely done. Denies the charge kill, and I think they've got it finally, so they should be able to move in, and it is indeed going to be Grego that takes the soul, but he's already low a little bit here. Thankfully has teammates surrounding him to support, and also up on top of the rocket bridge there. It's not going to be an easy run for Grego. Takes the bottom path, but there are not actually going to be any players immediately waiting down here. He's got a clean path, runs it up top, makes it in, so they will get it under their control. And it looks like it's relatively safe too. One more guy is going to try to move in and contest here, but oh, actually, hold on. Rafa may have a chance at this just yet. Trying to move in and actually steal the soul, and Dehang will succeed in picking it up. Was looking like that the guys over from SFEA were going to be able to hold control of it, but no, not the case. They'll hold this for a second so that Dehang can get the full armor pickup here, since he is a little bit low, but still managed to steal it, and now it's just all about getting Dehang across the map here and getting that soul back under his control, because he is being held back for a couple of extra moments. And his teammates seem to have gone away without him, so Dehang is actually kind of alone right now. He needs to regroup a little bit so that he can make this run without having to stop again.
I think he's just trying to delay right now. Given the SFEA has power up.
And High Hero moving in here. He will be able to steal it back eventually. Made the mistake of going out into the middle by the blood pit, and they'll claim it back. The good news is, though, is that the guys over here on Team Liquid are once again doing a great job of delaying the actual tick up. They're not even necessarily going in to actually steal the soul away outright. You can see right there, just tossing it down to the Dehang and go pick it up. Dehang is going to get contested upon, however, a nice shield pop keeps him alive for a few extra moments, and he'll be able to complete this run. Gets it onto his point, and he has all of his teammates with him. That's what I said before. You have to group up, you have to play together, but you also have to make sure that you don't get splash damage by the things like the rockets here, as that did a lot of damage to the residual members of Team Liquid, and now Dehang has to go out with low HP himself, try to chase down a few of these kills, and he'll be unable to do that. So now he goes down, and that does leave Obelisk A slightly vulnerable, but it doesn't actually look like the guys from SFEA are going to take a huge advantage on that.
Yeah, Liquid looks like they're settling in on position again. Even when SFE got it earlier, they never quite get set. You know what I mean? They stole it, but it just seemed like there's always constant pressure still, and they can never really get comfortable getting the defense set up. Like you see Rafa up here shooting rockets down from above, and it just seems like Liquid is able to get a little better set up on their defensive runs.
And Azanik again denying Grego. It's about the second or third time we've seen that happen so far, where Grego ends up being the last man standing here on Obelisk A, and then Azanik swings into the last second and does take him down with the Anarchy. So Azanik doing a great job with the delaying so far, but okay, is not going to do a great job there running into his opponents. So High Hero will claim that kill, and now in the moment here, we are going to have the power-up spawning in about 5 seconds to hang, and I imagine a few other members of Team Liquid as well are trying to get up to contest this, but they're having problems doing it. So High Hero is going to take it. Will be the protection, so no massive damage, but it is going to give High Hero the capability to leap onto the point if he could stay alive. There was a lot of damage going on to him there a few moments ago, but he's got the full health pickup coming in right here. He's going to be able to get that one, and now can leap onto the Obelisk. Thankfully, because they got, good 2 to 3 kills a second ago, it's actually a pretty easy time to move in and steal the soul away. Now they just need to actually take it over to the other side of the map, and in a moment, High Hero's going to be dealing with trouble, but he's surrounded by teammates. He still has the power up for another 5 seconds or so here, and he should be able to complete that run.
No, power up. Yeah, power up. He took a little long, and the power up ran out as he was going up the stairs, and they had a bunch of rockets waiting for him.
Yeah, nicely done again there with Team Liquid on the denial. So just giving the guys from SFEA absolutely no room to work with it. Oh, Azanik, more so for Grego there. Grego just walking right into a rocket at the end. And at the end of the day, it's going to be Team Liquid that once again sacrifices their Obelisk and claims round number 1. 1-0 up, and yet to lose a single round. So up 3-0 overall in the set so far.
Yeah, looking dominant throughout all the rounds as well. They're not just winning, they're dominating. Even there with the power up, SFEA got the power up, everything. That was their chance, right? To maybe kind of get some momentum on their side, and it just seemed like even that didn't matter for them. So Liquid's really putting pressure on him.
So Azanik here. Some of the other members, they're going to be moving in, and there's attempts from SFEA. You can see there as well the Sorlake trying to spit down from above. The spit should actually take down Azanik, so that is going to work out. Grego gets that frag, and the soul, well, it'll be stolen away here by Rafa, who still, despite the fact that we had that last second dive in come in from players like High Hero, they were able to contest it, and even though like we got their choice of an Obelisk, they're still going to have their soul stolen within the first few moments of the round there. But it's going to be short-lived. Azanik once again denies it and is able to hold control of the point, as Liquid is going to get a nice little early stack going here, already past 10%.
Nice protection of that lower stairwell by AZK with the lightning gun. I mean, he had these guys lined up in a doorway, so it's good weapon selection, and he was just plugging them.
Rafa nicely done with a nail gun up close. Good, almost 80 plus damage there. Almost would have killed the Anarchy, I think. So he's pretty close to going down himself. Trying to finish the job with the super shotgun. But a little bit too much range to try and do work with the shotgun there. So he's just gonna have to hold back here.
Stopwatch.
And it looks like the guys from SFEA are going to group up here to try to go for another charge. And there you go, SPU in first. Oh, taking a lot of damage on the way back in. Hoping that the Sorlite can actually move in and steal the soul. It works, but Rafa charges back in and denies it as he steals the soul back and stops. Yet another attempt here from SFEA to steal the soul away.
AZK with a nice little gauntlet kill in the midst of all that as well. Oh, good.
Oh.
A lot of action at Rocket Launcher right now. It's getting crazy. It's getting crazy.
So my game just crashed.
Oh no.
That's not good. So let's see if we can do something to fix that, as that is obviously not good.
I think if you rejoin, it should reconnect.
Let's see if I can get back in really quickly here. Apologies for that, guys.
We got power up coming up in 2 seconds.
I'm gonna try my best to hop back in as quickly as I can here.
Oh, SFEA is in bad shape right now. Team Liquid secured the power up. They're looking at what 65% right now on Obelisk sacrifice progress. So not looking good right now for SFEA. Oh
We need you to radio cast for us, Vic. You have to try and give us the best
yeah,
narration that you can. Well, I'm working the fastest
well
I can to live
yeah.
back in here.
SFEA was able to steal the soul, but it doesn't look like they're going to get very far. Team Liquid is really putting it on them right now. It's going to be very difficult. I mean, they already got it back on their point. B's up to 80% right now for Team Liquid, 0% for SFEA. We got AZK running around with the gauntlet, killing people on the point. I mean, it's just turning. There's blood puddles everywhere right now from SFEA. They're just a little desperation now. You can see them charging in one at a time. There's two just came in now from the bridge rocket launcher area, but Team Liquid really a good few kills. So this might be able to get them something going. But it just seems like couldn't get nothing going. Team Liquid just held the whole way, 100% to 0.
Wow, 100% to 0. Nice closer there from Team Liquid.
100% to 0.
But overall, right, the result that we kind of expected looking at that one from a far-reaching aspect of it. They controlled map number 1, and I mean even from the first round of map number 2, didn't really seem like we had much of a contest from SFEA. So overall, great attempt from SFEA, but just the team coordination aspect of it, you can clearly tell that's very much there for Team Liquid, whereas it's very much missing at this point from SFEA. A lot of struggles with that, a lot of problems with getting the initial control over the soul as well that we saw within really all 4 of those rounds that were played out. Even though they may have gotten the first grab on it a few times, Team Liquid was almost always able to kind of steal it back for the most part. Before they really got a huge amount of control. I think they maybe got their initial Obelisk choice once out of the 4 rounds, but that was it at the most point. Other than that, Liquid pretty much had full control of it for the entire round, and obviously they were looking perfect throughout that match. So congratulations to Team Liquid. They are going to take that one 2-0 and be able to push themselves forward into the next round. We are, however, folks, going to take a quick break, of course, while we get ready for our next match. And we do once again apologize for that disconnect there. So as soon as we have the next match ready for you, we should be jumping back into it here with our next game in the Sacrifice Qualifiers for the Quake World.